in first. Hello, and this is Echo Chernick, and you are listening to The Professional Artist on 1077 United Public Radio, and I am live with Tiffany Toland-Scott. And welcome, Tiffany. Thanks for being the guest today. How are you doing today?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I am good. I'm down in Seattle today at the geek. There's like a geek show going on today. It's like a geek gift show. But it's cold. It's in like this hangar, which is really neat, and it's a little bit chilly, but it's really festive and fun. And we're having a really good time. So we're just selling all kinds of really neat. Lagging a little bit there. You there? What are you doing today? What are you up to?
I'm sorry, it's hard to hear you.
Yeah, you lagged a little bit there today. So what are you up to today? What are you working on?
Well, we're about to have Thanksgiving
you
here.
lagged a little bit today. I think the Wi-Fi is a little bit slow today. So
That might be.
You there? Did I lose you?
I am here.
Okay, I don't know why it's being a little bit slow today. So sorry
Yeah, it
about
was
that.
fine until we started.
I know it was fine until we started. So we'll just hopefully it'll hang in there today. So Tiffany, tell us about your art and what you work on. What do you do?
Well, I just finished a tarot deck last year for Llewellyn Worldwide. I do a lot of tarot stuff, but I also take a lot of like personal commissions, mostly for people that want like their game characters to have portraits.
I love your work. It's so magical and just it's just beautiful.
Thank you.
Tarot decks are a lot of work. There's like 78 cards. It's just oh my gosh, how long did the tarot deck take you?
It was supposed to take me 2 years because I was doing it in oil paint. Um, yeah. And that was the longest they could give me to do it. I would have really liked to do 3 years, but um, yeah, they need it in 2 years, and I had to get a 6 month extension because I had to have surgery during the time I was working on it. So it took me about 2.5 years.
Yeah, that's not that long for doing oil paintings of that many cards. How many days is that per card? That's
It's not a lot, and then the last 6 months of it, I had to finish more than half of the deck because I had been really sick before I had surgery. So it was really difficult for me to get anything done until that last 6 months that I was working on it. And the last month, I think I already had like the preliminary sketches approved and everything. So the last month, I was finishing about one painting every day. So
oh wow.
yeah, it was
I
kind
don't
of
I don't
rough.
know about you, but I find when I'm working on a big project that the beginning half takes the longest, and then I can once you kind of get in the hang of it, you can work faster.
Yeah, it
So is that
definitely,
how
I
it
had
works for you
to,
too?
yeah, I also had to kind of embrace some of the digital painting that I used to do. And what I ended up doing was doing all of the underpaintings for about half of the deck digitally and then printing them out, sealing it, and then doing the oils over the top of the digital underpainting because the drying time was just, it was taking so long. I wouldn't have been done until the end of last year. It would have been another 6 months. So
Did they have to be in oils, or could they have been digital?
yeah, that's what they contracted me for. So I had to, and I had started doing it in oil. So that's how I had to finish it.
That connection here. I don't know why it's being a little bit slow here. It's supposed to be a good
Yeah.
internet connection. It's just being a little bit funky here. So I just have to be a little patient with it. So, but so they contracted you for oils.
Yeah.
So they contracted you for oils, and then but so you couldn't switch over to digital. But you were able to work digitally on the underpaintings.
Yeah, that's eventually what I decided I had to do because I just couldn't make it work otherwise.
Yeah, no, I understand completely. So how do you usually work? Do you like to do all pure digital or pure oils?
I was doing pure oils for a long time. I've kind of started to get a little bit um, tired of the process, I guess. And
Hmm.
I've started kind of messing around a little bit with using watercolor and acrylic wash instead.
Oh, I love acrylic wash. I do paint in that
Mhm.
because you can layer oils on top of it. So
Yeah.
I find that works really, really good. So I do enjoy that's a Holbein product. So I do like acrylic wash. And then what other medium do you work in?
Usually I do watercolor. I do a lot of graphite work, but I had kind of gotten out of the habit of doing that when I was working on the Angel Tarot because I was trying to get it done as fast as possible. So I was trying to eliminate as many steps as I could to get it done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But you're not taking any projects right now, right?
No, I'm waiting right now. I'm having surgery. I was telling you about that on the 6th. So I'm kind of waiting to see what that's like, and then I'll probably get back into it in the beginning of next year.
Yeah, I saw you have a fundraiser going for your surgery
Yeah.
on your webpage.
Yeah.
So yeah, because it's expensive, especially even with if you have insurance to have like unexpected stuff like that pop up, especially when you're freelance.
Yeah. I'm lucky my husband has really good insurance through his job. Otherwise, I don't know what I would do about it.
Yeah, we have a lot of listeners that are overseas as well, but in the United States, the insurance doesn't cover everything, and so freelance artists are often hit with a lot of unexpected expenses because they don't it doesn't cover everything. So you end up, even if you have insurance, you have to pay large out-of-pocket deductibles and stuff, which you just can't come up with the deductibles for that, especially if you can't work. So
Yeah.
if your entire income requires you to make income, then to paint and stuff, and you can't paint, then it's difficult. So, but I'm glad they were able to figure out what was going on with that, and hopefully they can have a speedy recovery.
Yeah. Hopefully, it won't be a big deal. I'm just having a kidney stone removed, which is like they just kind of go through like existing holes. They don't cut any new ones. So it's not really like as terrible. Like a couple years ago, I had to have my gallbladder removed, and that was way worse than I thought I was going to be. Um,
Yeah,
so hopefully, it's not too bad.
it's always nice when they don't make new holes. You don't want new
Yeah,
holes. So,
I've
yeah,
I've got quite a few at this point from like having my back worked on and having a C-section, and then when they did my gallbladder, they made like 4 incisions. So I have a lot of
a
like
lot of
weak
new holes.
spots now. Yeah,
Whoa, you don't want new holes. New holes are bad.
yeah,
So, but it is challenging as an artist, though, especially because getting insurance. Like I'm a freelance artist and I support the whole family, so we have to get our own insurance. I don't. My husband doesn't have the separate insurance, and so we are in Washington State, so we go through the Washington Health Plan Finder currently, but that only started a few years ago, and that it's challenging when you're a freelancer to get insurance because it's I don't like to insure freelancers, and they make it a lot more difficult. And I remember before the Washington Health Plan Finder came around, it was just when I lived in New York State, it just became prohibitively expensive. We had to move out of Washington State because it became so expensive to get health insurance as a freelancer. It was like, I think the cheapest we could get was like $4,000 a month or something. And I was just like, and I had a baby at that point, and I was just like, I just couldn't afford that. So we had to literally leave the state because it was just too much for a freelance artist to afford. So it's a challenge for freelance artists and for freelancers and entrepreneurs to afford health insurance. It's just something that's difficult. But I encourage freelancers to not get insurance. There is something that's called what is it? oh, what is it? It's called? I forgot the name of it now. It slips my mind. Catastrophic insurance, which you can get, which has a really, really high deductible. But if something like really major happens, that you can get it so that, like, if you were to get in a major accident, you wouldn't be in thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of debt. My husband and I got that years ago, just so that if we had a major accident, we wouldn't be thousands and thousands of dollars in debt. So that does exist. I'm telling this. I'm sharing this for younger, viewers and artists that don't know that this sort of thing exists, because I had to learn about this when I was just starting out. So
Yeah, anything you can do, really. It's difficult to get insurance as a freelancer, and it can be so expensive, but anything that you can get that helps you at all is really, I mean, I had the first time I had insurance as an adult, I had it for 4 days before I ended up in the hospital, and, that was when my son was born, and I had, preeclampsia, so he was in the NICU for, like, 2 weeks. It was like, I don't even know what it was before they had negotiated with the hospital, but after, it was still more than my house cost for him to be in the intensive care unit. So,
oh
if
yeah.
you can get any, like, catastrophic coverage, anything at all is better than not having it, because the way that the bills pile up when you have a health problem is insane.
It's amazing. Yeah, the catastrophic was not very expensive, but it was at least something.
Mhm.
So it was better than nothing. And then and children, when you have kids and you can't afford much, at least you should also know that kids can get free insurance usually.
Mhm.
Because I remember learning that too, that my kids could get free insurance until they were a certain age, and that was kind of neat to learn. Um, I didn't know that for a long time, because I was paying health insurance for them for years without knowing that they were eligible for free insurance. I was like, oh, well, I didn't know that,
Yeah.
because one of my kids had a pre-existing condition, and she had a corneal transplant when she was a baby, and they were like, oh, she has a pre-existing condition, so I had to pay double health insurance for her entire childhood. Until, like, all of a sudden they decided that was, oh wait, that's not ethical, and so they got rid of that. Like, I don't know, 10 years ago or so, and I was like, oh, so it's such a thing. So all these and anyway, I'm trying to share information that we've learned to make it easier for current
Yeah.
artists to know these things, to help out at all. So so that if you're learning these things, so anything. But definitely try to get some health insurance of some sort.
Yeah.
Dental's a challenge, though. Dental's definitely a challenge thing. But do know, though, a lot of places, dental-wise, do offer a cash discount, if you didn't know that. So if you're going to get dental work done and um, my friend didn't know this, but you can ask if they have a cash discount, and you pay in cash or with a personal check, they will give you like a 10% discount usually. So
Mhm.
that's good to know, because every little bit counts, and that's neat to know. I don't know if healthcare places do that, but dental usually does, and that's something if you don't have dental insurance.
Yeah.
Or marry somebody with insurance.
Yeah. Yeah, that
but
helps a lot.
yeah, that helps definitely. But yeah, but definitely try not to go without insurance, especially because you never know if you're going to get in an accident or something. So, yeah,
Yeah.
pre-eclampsia, that's going to be expensive. Anytime you're in the hospital, it just adds up so fast.
Yeah, it really it's and you think like, okay, there's a hospital bill, but then every single doctor that looked at you for like 3 seconds sends another bill for like $1,000 for every time they looked at you for 3 seconds. It's insane.
And then there's the anesthesiologist bill, and then you're
Yeah.
just like, and then you're like, wait, what? It's
Yeah.
crazy. So, and then you think you paid it all off, and then you get another bill, and you're like, wait, I thought I paid everything. Wait, what? And
Yeah.
it just kind of keeps hitting you. And you're like, wait a minute. And that's really hard when you're a freelancer and you're trying to kind of, keep on top of things. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah. So, I'm trying to think of
There
any
are
other
a few,
advice.
like, emergency grant programs that you can apply for as an artist, so it's a good idea to like keep your CV up to date, because as long as you have a pretty up to date CV and you can show that you're still working as an artist, you can apply for some emergency grants, which I have been doing lately, because even with good insurance, I've spent the whole year, like I hit my max out of pocket this year because it's taken the whole year for them to figure out why I was having the problems I was having. Um, and no one thought I had a kidney stone. They thought I had something else. So it was like so much expensive testing to find out I had one of the like most common, easiest to cure ailments.
Yeah, yeah. Which is, I'm glad they found that out, though. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad they found that out. That's good. But yeah. So and sometimes people have to just stop freelancing and get a job with insurance just to kind of get through medical problems. So,
Yeah. I'm really lucky. My husband's a truck driver, so he has
but you
excellent
still there?
insurance. Yeah, I'm still here. Maybe.
That's awesome. So, but yeah. Well, hopefully you'll get through this really quickly, and then you'll be back to
Mhm.
new projects. And what are you gonna do next? You gonna do another tarot deck, or are you gonna be on to just individual projects for a while?
I think I'm going to work on another tarot deck.
Oh, geez. So,
Yeah.
what kind do you know?
I think I'm going to do one of my own design this time, and then take it to a publisher after I've finished it or after I've done a significant portion of it.
Oh, cool. Do you have any concept for it, or not? Not yet.
I have a couple different ideas, and I'm trying to decide which one I really want to work on first. Because yeah, I've been doing decks and oracle decks for like 10 or 11 years now. So, and a lot of them I've just provided like one or two cards for them, but I've done like two now, I think, that were all just my art. So I'm excited to kind of put my own ideas into it now that I've done, especially the last one I did was for a publisher. So it was all um, kind of ordered art. So it wasn't really um, like my ideas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So, oh, neat, neat. So, do you have an idea what the subject matter, or just
I think it'll be a fantasy. I'm not certain. I have an idea for one that's like just fairies, and then I have an idea for one that's fairies and other things. So I have to decide if I feel like doing 78 fairies right now, or if I want to maybe do 78 different things.
yeah, yeah? You can
Yeah.
also divide it into sections, like so they have different types of fairies. Break it down a little bit. That would be kind of cool. So, yeah, that that'd be cool. I like doing personal projects. I really do. I've been doing a lot of cats and stuff lately. You have cats. You said you
Yeah.
found cats in the woodpile.
Yeah. We had one cat, and my husband said that was the last cat we were going to have. And then he went outside to stack firewood, and he found a whole litter of cats in our wood pile. Yeah.
Oh, oh, I want to find cats. I love cats. They're the best. So now suddenly you have like 6 cats.
Yeah, I think we have 7 because yeah. There was 5 kittens and their mother, and then the cat we had. So yeah, now we have 7.
Yay! Aw. I don't know. I find them so inspiring. I'm just a big cat fan. So tell me about
Yeah.
your history. How did you get into art?
Well, my grandmother was like a folk painter, so she painted kind of like Bob Ross stuff on like saw blades and things like that. And
Ooh.
yeah, so growing up, it was, if I was bored and I was bothering her, it was like, here's a paintbrush, paint something. So that's kind of where I got started.
Here's a saw blade, kid. Go at it.
Yeah.
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah, we had
So,
like giant like the two-man saws that you would cut a tree down with, you know?
yeah, I
Um,
remember this.
yeah.
So, what would she paint on them?
Oh, like little like log cabins in the mountains and like really kind of Bob Ross a lot, a little bit of Thomas Kincaid kind of stuff.
Cool, cool. Where are you from?
I grew up in Washington.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yay. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
So cool. And you said you stopped doing shows a while ago, but you might pick it up again.
Yeah, I stopped because of the pandemic, and then my grandmother was living with me for a couple of years, and since her health was not great, I didn't want to go out and do shows and then get sick and risk getting her sick. So I took some time off, and this year was my first year kind of back at it. But couldn't do as much as I wanted to do because I was having like really crazy blood pressure issues. But it turns out it's probably just a kidney stone. So, which is
That'll do
nice.
it.
Maybe it will go away. Yeah.
So, but I say you went to a LuxCon, right?
Yeah, I got to go to a LuxCon, and I saw you at MissCon in Montana.
Yeah, that was fun. You gonna go this year?
I'm hoping to. My plan right now is I'm gonna try to sell my house here in Georgia before it gets hot again, and then I'm gonna start trying to figure out. I think I'm gonna buy an RV, and I'm not sure what I want to do after that. So I might be one of those obnoxious people posting videos all the time in a bus or something.
Hey, we did an RV for years. When the kids were little, I wanted to travel with them because I was really afraid that I would end up all of a sudden they'd be 18 and I would have been like, oh my God, I missed like all the summers of traveling with them and I never got to like, vacation with them because when you're an artist, you can't really take vacations. And so during this, I bought a little RV and we traveled and we did shows during the summer, and it was awesome. And now they all of a sudden they're older and they recognize and they appreciate that. And they did shows from when they were 4 and 6, and it was a 26-foot RV, and it was diesel. Diesel was great because you could drive a lot and it didn't cost as much in gas, and it could fit in a standard parking spot. It was a Winnebago View. And it was like the best RV ever. It was just great. And so I go for it. I would say go for it. And it was before the whole social media posting thing, and I was like, oh, I should have done that. That would have been fantastic. It could have been like amazing streamers. And the kids are like, yeah, thanks, Mom. Thanks for not doing that because I would have been so embarrassed. I'm like, oh, well. You could have been like famous, and they were like, they were like, no, thanks. And I'm like, we could have called the echolocation. It would have been great. And they were like, no. Like, no, no, thanks, Mom, for not posting up our whole life on social media. We would have been so mad. I'm like,
Yeah.
but I could have been like a van mom before van moms were big, and
Yeah, you could have been the original van mom.
yeah, they were actually like, no, we would not have been happy with you. So
Yeah, he's my son's almost 14 now, so it's like the last kind of chance to try and see as much as we can and expose him to as much stuff before he's ready to go off and kind of do his own thing. So
yeah, well, mine are 20 and 22, and they still haven't left. So don't you may not, don't count your chickens. They might not leave. So
yeah, he's always told me he's not going to. So
the younger one just turned 20, and she's back manning the booth at the show right now, selling, I think, about as much art as I'm selling. So she's pretty much matching me neck to neck. So that's great. I mean, my husband's like, are you jealous of her? I'm like, I don't think you're supposed to be jealous of your own kid because they are a reflection of you. So, you're supposed to be proud that they're selling as much as you because they are literally a reflection of you. They're like, no, I did a good job. They're outselling me. That means I did a good job. So, but no, she's actually doing a really good job. So she's doing good. So she's all proud. She's 20 and she's been big into the advent calendars this year. She got advent calendars for her birthday, and so she's been, starting opening them because she's like, oh my God, they make these things called advent calendars, and they have the most amazing stuff in them. And I'm just like, oh gosh. She got the Hubman and Chub Girl advent calendar that looks like I bought that for her, and I gave it to her 15 days early, so she's been opening it day by day, and it's by these creators, Chubman and Chub Girl and Hubman, and it looks like a gingerbread house, and it is the most adorable advent calendar ever. I'm seriously plugging this advent calendar. It is really good. It is a stationary advent calendar, and it's full of stationery, and it is the cutest freaking thing ever. And it's just this big gingerbread house, and it's just got like all it's got washi tape and gingerbread themed stationery, and it's got notepads, and every day she opens something new, and I'm like just impressed, like this is the greatest thing ever. This is the greatest advent calendar ever. Oh my god, I can't believe the stuff in this calendar. I'm like, holy cow, this is the best thing ever. So I mean, like, really, it's an amazing, like, it's so, yeah. So anyway, it's Chub Chub Girl and Hub. Oh, I suck at the plug thing. So Chub Girl and Hubman. So anyway, but it's so cute though. It's got stickers and it's got things and it's got a Christmas tree plushie. Oh my god, it's so cute. So, and then she got the P.
Yeah.
Louise makeup one. And it looks like a big train, and it's. I can't believe how fancy these things are. So anyway,
Yeah, we did
so
that
that's
last year.
the
We got just advent calendars for all the adults, but we got like a beer advent calendar for my husband, and then I got a tea advent calendar, and so we all had like a little shot glass of beer and a cup of tea and got to try all these, and we had jam, and I don't even know, we got to try like a bunch of different food every night. It was great.
yeah, it's fun, right? It's so much fun.
Yeah.
So I mean, she started them early. I gave her the Chub Girl and Hubman one early so that she's counted down to her birthday, and now she's starting the train one on her birthday and counting up to Christmas. So she's doing like that one backwards. So she's
That's cool.
so yeah, so it's kind of cool. So we're kind of doing the whole Advent thing wrong, but that's okay. So, but you're gonna yeah,
Whatever.
they're really fun. So she's like, these are great. She's like, you get a present every day. So but she's also realized that she's been watching unboxings of them, and she's like, some of them are just rip-offs. I'm like, well, yeah, some of them are rip-offs, but it'd be fun to design an advent calendar with the little windows that open up and stuff like that, little
Yeah, it
boxes.
would.
So maybe you should make an advent calendar. So anyway, but what kind of merch do you make? Do you make any like merchandise and stuff?
I used to make a lot of stuff.
Or
Nowadays, I
just
don't
prints?
make, yeah, just prints for now. And um, I license my art. I think we have the same licensing agent. Hmm.
Tiffany. There we go. You're
Oh,
back? Are you back? Yay.
yeah.
There we go. We're back now. Okay, so go ahead. What kind of merch do you make?
Just prints right now. I used to make more stuff, but I have kind of a limited space at the moment, so just prints. But I have a licensing agent that handles licensing for other stuff. I think we have the same one, or we did. I don't.
Yeah, I think we have tape.
Yeah.
So yeah. No, it's good to have a licensing agent, if you can. You don't necessarily have to have one. The difference, is that they handle things that go into like the stores, and um, you don't have to sell everything yourself. Is that if people want to if people have a product and they want to have artwork on it, they'll go to a licensing agent and find the artwork, and then they pay the licensing agent a certain fee to use the artwork to put on their product. And however, things that we want to make merchandise for ourselves that we want to sell on our websites or at shows. So we have to make our own merchandise of, which is a little more tricky because we have to sell it ourselves usually. Otherwise, we have to find a distributor to sell the product of, which you can do yourself because, like I said, Chub Girl and Hubman, I think I got that one right. They have their own whole retail site that they sell everything themselves of through the website, through a retail brand, and they don't, they have their own brand that they don't have a licensing agent for. I don't think, and they handle it all that themselves, and you can do that way too. So there's a couple of different ways to do your own merchandising. But right now I just bought a sublimation printer, and which is really cool, so I can make my own merchandise. Um, which is kind of cool with the sublimation printer is that I can make things one at a time. So if I wanted to make like a couple coasters or a couple keychains or a couple purses or something, I can put the art on like one or two or three pieces and see how it sells. Usually, if you're going to make pins or something, you have to make 100 or 500 or something, and you have to order them. They have a minimum. So I know you know this. I'm kind of telling everybody
Yeah.
else. So
No, I'm
not
just
telling
agreeing with
you
you.
this.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I
but
have a
yeah.
sublimation printer, but I don't have room right now to run all of the heat presses in here because I have like a press for flat stuff and a press for cups, and there's all the like packages of like Teflon sheets and tape and all this other stuff that you have to have around in order to keep your products from like falling off in the press or sticking to the press or like that. There's a lot of stuff involved with sublimating, but it is really nice because then you can just make one or two of something. And if you're not sure if people are going to like it, then that's a great way to find out if people will like it or not. Because it sucks to have like 25 or 100 of something manufactured and then no one buys it.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to get these made into mugs. I have to order a minimum of 500. Now I have 500 mugs that nobody buys.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, guess what? Everybody gets mugs for Christmas. So
Yeah.
why am I getting 10 mugs for Christmas? Because no one wants them. So guess what? So, but yeah, I mean, because usually there's a minimum order. So it's, but yeah, that's not going to fit in an RV, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
but but yeah, the sublimation printer is really nice. I don't have the mug attachment or anything. I decided not to go with that because I was like, oh, I don't think I want to deal with that. But we only go up to 8.5 by 11. We don't have the huge one.
Yeah, I have like I think it's 14 by 14, and then I have a dedicated mug press. I'm kind of thinking we've been talking about we're going to move back to Montana, and we've been talking about maybe buying a piece of property to park on and build a shop so that we have somewhere that we can get the RV inside out of the weather, but also where we can actually hook up all of our machinery and all of our different tools. Because my husband is also a really crafty person. So we have a ton of like power tools and like a lathe and all kinds of stuff between the two of us that it's like we can't just put all this in a storage unit and like never touch it again. So yeah, I think we're gonna build a shop.
Oh, that'll be so cool. Oh,
Yeah.
that'll be so much fun. So, wow. Wow, I'd love to do something like that. That'd be neat.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, we have our gallery right now, which is nice, and so we can make all of our ornaments on demand. We're making ornaments right now, so and I've been taking orders for those, so I can just make them one at a time, which is really really neat because I can make changes to them and stuff. So they're just really neat. The sublimation thing is just so cool. So
Yeah, I'm all for like
um,
anything that you can do yourself to like bring it in and make sure that you have more control over it and that you have more direct feedback because sometimes when you're working with licensors, you don't really know what is selling. You will just get a statement with like, we sold this many units. Here's what you get. And you don't really know what is actually going on because you're not seeing the sales or um, how people are actually reacting to it. But when you're making things yourself, and especially if you go out to shows and you sell them yourself, you get to see what is actually selling, what do people say about it when they buy it, and then who is buying it, which is so much valuable information that if you're not doing it yourself, you'll never have access to it.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Like I had some puzzles licensed once, and then I was like, I never heard anything. I just got paid for them, and I was like, okay. And then years later, I was like, well, how did they sell? And they're like, oh, not really great. I'm like, well, why? You know, can you tell me why? You know, so I can make better ones? And they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, useful information, please. I need some feedback. I mean, they had just
Yeah.
licensed pre-existing artwork, so it's not like I didn't make them specifically for puzzles. They just took some art and stitched it together and made puzzles out of it. But you know, it's good to know so that you can improve and maybe make suggestions for better artwork that might make better puzzles. But yeah,
Yeah.
you can get feedback if you're selling it directly yourself, which is just fantastic. So that's why I like working directly with the public. And it's cool to see their how they react to things too. And different people react differently at different shows. I found too.
Mhm.
So some shows people don't react to one thing at all. So just because you bring something to a show and nobody reacts to it doesn't mean that it's not a hit. Because you might go to another show and people are all over it, and
Yeah.
it's really strange too. Because you're like, why didn't anybody like it? And you go to another show and people are like, it's sold out, and you're like, wow, that was really strange.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what's your most popular piece?
I had one of a woman holding a fox, and I think that's probably the most popular one right now. It's been pretty popular for a while.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I think before that, it was probably my mermaid books. I have a mermaid under the ocean, and a book is like falling through the water, and there's like pages and stuff. She's kind of sitting there like looking at it like, what is this thing? So that one got made into a figurine for like Unicorn Studio or something like that. Made it into a figurine. So
Oh, that sounds neat. That sounds neat.
yeah,
Do you like doing mermaids?
I love doing mermaids.
Yeah. I like mermaids. People keep asking me to do more mermaids, and I'm like, I gotta get to that. So, but
Yeah, it's one
where
of
can
those
people?
things that it's hard to license because a lot of the time, I mean, mermaids don't really wear clothes a lot of the time, and then some licensors won't touch it because they're like, she's topless. It's like, but you can't tell she's got hair, like, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Where can people find your work at?
My website is spellboundbrush.com.
Spellbound, Spellbound Brush.
Yeah.
SPELLBOUNDBRUSH.com.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. Spelling it out. So. So awesome. And then are you on Blue Sky now, or
Yeah.
I think everybody's like, moving over there, which is cool.
Yeah, I can't blame anybody. It's ridiculous when you post something on Facebook and like 3 people see it, and then you post it on Blue Sky and it gets like 100 likes. It's like, okay, well, I'm wasting my time everywhere else.
I know. I'm still on Facebook, but I tried. It's funny. I tried to get off Twitter, and it won't, or X, and it won't delete my account. I go over to delete it, and it's like, okay, deactivate account. It's like password's wrong, and I'm like, what do you mean password's wrong? So I go and I reset my password, and it's like, okay, reset password, and I go over to deactivate account, and it's like password's wrong, and I was like, no, it's not. And I can't deactivate my account. And I was like, all right, something's weird here. So, because then I'll reset it again. And it's like, oh, enter your password to reset it. Okay, that's fine. Okay, go ahead. And I go to deactivate it. It's like, password's wrong. And I'm like, no, it's not. So I'm like, okay. So I just like manually deleted all my information off of X. And I was like, okay, well, this is empty account. So whatever.
Yeah.
But, or, I don't know, freaks me out that I can't even deactivate it. But yeah, I'm still on Facebook though, just because I still use that. And then, but I like Blue Sky though. It's pretty active. I like Threads too. I know people don't like Instagram as much, but I find Threads has a pretty decent algorithm.
Yeah, I haven't really had a ton of luck on Threads, but I also haven't really used it that much. But Blue Sky has been really nice after I I've had a fan page on Facebook for years, and it's got like 120,000 followers or something, and I post something and maybe 10 people see it. So it's it kind of started to feel like, why even bother with posting stuff on the internet anymore? And it's nice now that Blue Sky has come along that it feels a little bit more like the internet when I started sharing my work on the internet. So
Yeah.
I hope it stays that way.
You know, it's funny. I posted something on Blue Sky, and I posted it, and I marked it as having nudity, and it said artistic nudity, and I was like, well, yeah. And then I came back, and it had like downgraded or upgraded it or whatever, so that it was no longer considered nudity or
Oh,
like something, and it had like changed it so it was no longer marked as like adult content. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm so used to it being marked as flagged as like, bad,
yeah.
bad, bad, bad nudity. And I was like, it was like, oh no, this isn't adult content. I was like, wait, did you just like unmark me as adult content? That was that was that was weird. It was like, this guy
Yeah.
has determined that this is not adult content. I was like, oh, okay, this is very friendly. Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's good to know because it's gotten to where on especially like Facebook with a lot of the content being done by AI, I'm afraid to post a lot of my mermaid paintings and some of my other paintings because I don't want to get flagged and have my account deactivated and taken away from me because I posted a mermaid.
No, it actually got marked as, blue. It said something like Blue Sky has determined this is not adult content. And I was like, oh, okay. Yay. Yeah, it was weird. It was like, it was that other direction. That was
Yeah.
oddly comforting. I felt like somebody handed me a hot cocoa or something. I was like, thank you. I feel very, very safe here. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
I got in trouble
Odd.
on Facebook once because I had a painting of a mermaid and a man, and she had one of those knives for cutting nets. And they said that it was a painting that was like inciting violence or something. I was like, because a mermaid had a net knife? Like,
No, what? No. Oh my God. That's so weird.
yeah. And like he was like, in a net. So yeah, I was like, okay, I guess she was just supposed to let him be there and then tied up and
Meh. No, she's not inciting violence. She has a net knife. It's a tool. It's a tool, not okay, whatever.
yeah.
Oh my God, it's a tool. What if she had a spoon? Would that consider being? Oh, geez.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't I guess maybe depending on how she's holding it, if she's being really like really threatening with it, maybe they would say I'm in trouble for that too. I don't know.
What if she's buttering her toast? Would she be in trouble there?
Yeah, I don't
Inciting
know.
violence? Oh, jeez. Yeah. No, I stopped getting flagged on Facebook years ago because I would get flagged like constantly. I would always be getting flagged. And then finally somebody was contacted me and they're like, oh, hey, I'm a fan of yours. And I actually work at Facebook. So I like put you on like the white list because, I like your work and you're constantly getting flagged. I'm like, yeah, I'm like always getting flagged because my work looked too realistic. And so I got like put on the white list so I wasn't getting flagged anymore. So I haven't been flagged in years. So,
That's
because
cool.
I get reported, but I just stopped getting flagged because it was like constantly getting flagged because they're like, looks too realistic, It must be. So I just stopped getting flagged. So I was like, oh, nice, I'm on a safe list. Ooh, sweet. So that was nice. So watch this probably now that I've said that, I'm gonna get like re-tagged. All of a sudden, my page is gonna get banned again. But because
I hope not.
yeah. But I was, but I'm just not going to add any net knives or spoons or anything.
Yeah.
I
Don't
don't know.
incite any violence.
No violence inciting. So, yeah, it's just, yeah, they're really. It's when the AI does it. I can't tell the difference though between a net knife and a butter knife and actually dangerous stuff. Um,
Yeah.
and
I got a
you got a what?
I got a 24-hour ban because someone posted a picture of one of the really poisonous spiders in Australia, and I said kill it with fire, like the the joke from the internet that everyone's heard, and they said I was threatening to harm someone, so they banned me for 24 hours. Yeah.
What?
And
What?
there was no way to appeal it because it was like a robo ban, and I was like, okay, fine.
Oh my God. Well, I was like, I was talking to another artist about this on the podcast. Is that you know, like older art, they posted up somebody posted up a Picasso piece with these two brothers visiting a prostitute, and like one of them had his like hand on the prostitute's breast and stuff, and I'm like, all right, that's like a sexual act with a prostitute, but that's allowed, and I actually reported it because I wanted to see what would happen, not because it offends me or anything. I was just curious, like, wait a minute, is this? I know this is against the rules because it's actually one, showing prostitution, because it's literally that's what the piece is, and two, it's actually showing a sexual act. And so they took it off and then they put it back up that it was allowed. And I was like, so it went through a human person and then it was allowed again because it's Picasso, so it's okay. And I'm
Hmm.
like, wait, so, but if I redid that piece and had like two brothers, like one of them with their hand on a prostitute's breast, I'm sure that would be banned,
Yeah.
you know? No, wait, that's just, that, no, so I don't know. It's just, it's confusing, so,
Yeah, it
but,
is.
I don't know. So, anyway, so, but we had a few minutes left, so let's talk about something a little bit more cheery. not not AI. So what cheery things do you have going on that doesn't involve like kidney stones or AI or fishing knives or
Um,
spiders?
I don't know. Cats, lots of cats.
Cats are good. Cats are good. I love cats.
Yeah.
Do you paint your cats?
I paint a lot of cats. I don't paint mine specifically, but I like to put cats in paintings when I can sneak them in.
Oh, they're so great. I love
Yeah.
cats. So they're just they're such troublemakers, I tell you.
Yeah.
My younger one, she's 2.5 now. She's got feline leukemia, so we're going day by day. But she is just this year is her second Christmas, and she figured out she could climb up the Christmas tree a little way, and found a little nest she can sit in. And we're all like, Livy, don't. Oh, okay, no, Gabby. Oh, but God, you're cute. And so she
Yeah.
sits in the Christmas tree now, and we're like, "Oh, sweetie, oh, honey, oh, but you're so cute there. Oh," and she's white, and she has two different color eyes, and she's the sweetest little thing. And we're like, "Don't sit in the ground." Oh, yeah, she's so sweet. So,
Yeah. The only one of them that seems to be really interested in the tree is the only boy in the litter, and of course he's like an enormous cat. I don't know how much he weighs, but and they're not even a year old yet, and he's huge. So far he's just settled for like pulling the garland off the tree and playing with the garland. But I'm
oh,
waiting for the moment when he decides to just launch himself into the tree and the whole thing goes crashing
oh
to the ground.
no,
Yeah.
oh no,
Yeah.
oh. Well,
I'm sure it's coming.
one of them ran face first into one of my hand painted glass ornaments and like left a big, huge, broken face first hole in the side of it. My husband's like, "Well, which cat was it?" And I was like, "Well, Bennett looked dazed and Livy looked like Livy." And he's like, "Oh, so you have no idea?" And I was like, "No, I have no idea." So,
Yeah.
because there's just this huge hole in the side of it, just a cat face broken hole. So it's
Wow.
like, oh, yeah. So that was not cool. But so don't hang your hand painted ornaments at the bottom of the tree. So this doesn't help. So,
Yeah.
but
There's
anyway,
a few I've been moving up.
on that note, you should not do that.
Yeah.
But well, I hope your surgery goes really, really well and you recover really, really fast, and then you can get back to your painting. And your fundraiser is for your surgery is on your Blue Sky page or on your website.
I think it's on my Blue Sky page.
And what's your URL so people can find it?
On Blue Sky, I think I'm at Spellbound. It didn't put
Is
in
it
Spellbound Brush for some reason.
okay? So it's what is it? So spellbound.bsk.
I'm not
I'm
certain.
bad at the Blue Sky Social. It's b
Yeah, me
spellbound
too.
bsky.social
Mine
or something.
is, spellbound.bsky.social.
Okay, so that's where you could find your fundraiser for the kidney stone. So hopefully they'll let you keep it. You could put it in
I
your
know.
RV and drive it across the country. Bring it to all of the tourist areas and then post it on your social media. So, like people do with their gnomes and things. So, that
Yeah.
would be amazing. That should be a reward. If people support your fundraiser, you can drive your kidney stone across the country and take pictures of it in all the tourist areas. Here it is with the largest yarn ball, and here it is in Route 66. And so, that's what
Yeah.
you should do. Here it is across the country. Here's my kidney stone at the Grand Canyon. So,
Yeah, unfortunately, I think they're gonna send it to a lab so they can find out what it's made out of. So
that's so fun. You
I
should
know.
request it back. Like, mail it back to me. Here's a self-addressed stamped envelope.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you feel better and get that thing removed so you can go back to making art and make another deck. Okay.
Okay,
So,
thank
all
you.
right. Well, thank you for being on the show, and I'll talk to you again soon. And everybody else, I will see you again next week. And you've been listening to The Professional Artist on 107.7 United Public Radio. And I hear your dog. So
Yeah.
have, have a great week and take care. And bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.